We got Andre Ewell back here on the program. He's coming off his first UFC victory in Brazil. He got that win over Renan Barao. Andre, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, feeling myself, being myself, bit swollen, hand still injured, but I'm out here doing things.
Well, right off the bat, man, congratulations on the win. It's one thing to make your debut, but to make your debut in Brazil against a former UFC champion was a tall task, but you went out there and got the victory. What was the game plan heading into the fight? Do you feel like you executed it?
Oh, definitely. First, a little bit shaky, just the fact was I kind of like jumped the gun on the situation when I ended up dropping him. If I would have ended up sticking to it, he would have definitely been out, especially if he would have been on like the whole weight and everything. But hey, things happen the way it happens. But the game plan was me to stick out on the outside, keep on doing what I end up doing best, is using my range, speed, very explosive. So for him to be able to try to adapt to me was his problem, because it's one of those things you just can't end up doing, especially when I'm right in front of you. I have everything. I have the power, I have the speed, and I have the IQ. Definitely, it was kind of a little shaky when we got onto the ground, because he's dangerous. He's a black belt. A black belt that got his belt in Brazil, where everything was made from. On the jits and everything. So for me to survive on that and roll with him was out. It was 100% awesome. And then for him to give me the chance in the fight in his hometown, it was even double points on the situation. So yeah.
Heading into the fight, is the confidence level go up a little bit with him missing weight, knowing that he's probably having some issues heading into the fight? And if anyone's going to miss weight, it's probably the foreigner who's coming into enemy territory, but he's the one who misses weight.
Yeah, it was one of those situations. I want to call it like he didn't want to. I don't know if that was his way of trying to get out of the fight, or his way of not taking me serious. But regardless of the situation, if he was basically, if you're from 35 to 55, and that's how bad you missed weight, in my eyes, hey, it's still on. It doesn't matter who you are. It's the way I look at it is I know I can punch with the 45s, and I can definitely punch with the 55s. It's like one of those things that I don't mind playing that game with. Yeah, it kind of ended up jumping into the situation where it kind of became weary. But with me, I don't allow things to get to me. And trust me, they tried to get to me on that whole week, and I just kind of like smiled everything that ended up happening. I ended up smiling and walking away about it.
Was it just him mean mugging you, or was it his team as well? Did you expect that?
Well, him missing weight, yeah, we definitely expected that, but I didn't know as in like 6 pounds. That's like a big difference. That's like one of those, bruh. Like he probably got down to like 38 and said, I ain't gonna make it. So let me
right. Yeah.
Let me drink it. So. And like I ended up sitting there stating it was something that did not bother me, because I already knew it was going to happen. And like I said, the way my mind is set on the situation is if you come from 35 to 55, we're good to go. And I'm open and ready to honestly challenge anybody in that. Like I know I got to end up tweaking on here and there things, but I'm only going to be improving in each fight. So I'm going to look better every time I end up able to showcase myself.
It goes to the judges' scorecards. You're in Brazil, feeling a little nervous just because of the judging. Some hometown cooking. What was your mindset heading in as they're about to read the scorecards?
It was one of those. I knew I ended up losing that first round, and that second round, I knew that I won. But in Brazil, as he ended up stating, it's off. It's one of those things. And truth be told, like I had like a really delayed reaction when they ended up naming it, because one, I'm not like used to the name like Mr. Highlight, that's like one of the names I ended up using. That's the one name that he used. But note this, I am Afro Monkey, and I'm automatically sticking with that. That's my thing. But again, I give everybody their own opinion of how they want to end up stating my name. But when they said Mr. Highlight, I thought they were saying Renan Barao, so I'm like, like one of those situations. Dang, stuff happens, but I know I ended up doing what I needed to do and showcasing and dominating those rounds that we was not on the ground, And Renan Barao ended up understanding that too. That's why he's trying to do everything he can to hold me down and try to get me out in the first round. It was like one of those shoot your gun while it's loaded, And it got, like I said, it got to that moment. Once you let me up, it's over. you know. So that's what ended up happening, man.
How'd you celebrate after the win?
Oh, well, you already know. Basically, I enjoyed their orange juice, so I'm gonna go ahead and break this down. They have the best orange juice, Laranja. And I believe that's how they end up pronouncing it. And if I am, or if that's not how it's pronounced, I apologize. But the Laranja is amazing. Super orange juice. It's like beautiful, you know. I ended up like literally having a big carton about this big of it, downing it, literally just downing it. And it was like funny too, because like my hand was like mad throbbing, and I'm sitting there like, man, I don't know what else to do. And then everybody else was kind of like partying around me, drinking, and then I found myself in front of the TV watching my fight again. Don't know how it happened, but I was sitting there like studying my whole get down and everything. So I was like, and that's how I ended up celebrating. I was drinking orange juice with like people offer me beers. I had like one beer, but everybody was like offering me beers and everything, and like signing and taking pictures as I was like doing my homework on the fight that they had on the screen. So it was like it ended up happening like that.
How was your overall experience in Brazil?
In Brazil, first it was off because I really stayed in the room and the hotel majority of the times because I had to still cut weight. I had a lot of pictures, media, sizing, talking. I had a lot of stuff that had to do with the whole organization and everything. So I didn't really get the chance to really experience. But the day after the fight, on that Sunday, before we ended up leaving, I actually got to walk around, and they had a fiesta out there too. So I was like roaming with them. You know, it was like a little. They like blocked off all the streets and everything. So I was kind of like going place to place and taking pictures and everything. So I ended up enjoying it. And it was one of those like, and it was funny, like as I was walking, people kept like stopping me, you know, to take pictures and everything. So they made me feel welcome. You know, and I even like learned like some good words. But my favorite word is thank you. So I ended up learning something off of that. Obrigado. Now, you know, so your man might be out here learning be out there learning Portuguese just to go out there again, you know. So it's one of those things.
Did anyone message you saying they won money on your fight? Because you were an underdog in this fight.
I did get a few. It was some of my uncles. Hey, I just, you know, it was like nothing big, but it was like, hey, you know, I just won $250. You know, I just want to let you know, thank you. It was like literally like I picture like how they're like telling me, and it was because everybody was like texting to me, so I'm like picturing everybody's like words. Like, you know, I was like, yeah, thank you, and then you know, like yeah, it was hilarious. They were like breaking it down like how much they were making and everything. So they were like, yeah, we're so proud of you. And I didn't even actually get down to the rest of responding to everybody. So I'm like literally working on that, you know.
Yeah, and what was the feedback like on social media? Because I think, you know, people, this was kind of your coming out party for those who didn't watch you on the regional scene. I mean, this was a big win for you.
Oh, definitely. The responses is exactly what I want to hear. It's like, hey, he looked like he belonged out there. People that didn't believe in him, like I've been watching from here, like his story, like you know, like everybody was like giving me great feedback, and then it's like one, I wanted to let everyone know thank you, and I truly appreciate every one of your comments. It's really home felting, heart melting type moments, you know. It's just like it's about that time that now my story is getting out and everybody's hearing my story, and then they all understand. Like the whole thing I want everybody to know is that no matter where you're at, if you work your butt off, or you know, just pick something that you know that you end up loving, and do everything you can to honestly, like, yeah, just make it to the top on the situation. You know, just work your ass off, and that's all it is. It's like no matter where you're at, you can make it out. No matter how low you are, you can still stand. You know. So that's me like trying to get to everybody. That's the message.
I know you didn't come out of the fight unscathed. What's recovery looking like this past week in terms of, you know, healing up those bumps and bruises?
See, I always love when you end up asking me this because just like the gum is always in hand. My gum is always in hand, man. But yeah, it's Terphouse, right? You have to end up going with it. I end up loving the gum tablets. It's everything. Like I literally stopped by like the day after me returning, I ended up stopping by the Terphouse, you know, visit Brandon and you know Tara. So they ended up giving me like love, like you know, like 'cause they know that my favorite thing is like gum, and I ended up getting like the whole cotton candy CBD, which is actually became one of my favorite oils out of it all, because like cherry tastes like gumdrops or medicine, but cotton candy is just like a perfect little taste of candy, so you can never end up going wrong. But yeah, definitely this with the lotion. I've been working on my hand just factors in that I threw the mess out of it, and when I ended up saying I thought I broke it in the middle of the fight, and I think I just like badly sprained it. It was one or the other. They're just telling me elevate it and like rub the CBD lotion on it. So they've been kind of like advising me on some stuff like that. So that's what I've been like literally working on, trying to get my hand back so I can end up fighting come December 28th. That's what I'm aiming for.
Okay, so that's what you have your sights set on. Any opponent you have in mind? Because you got to win now, and I know you're not. You haven't. This is just your second. This would be your second fight in the UFC. But any idea who you'd like to fight?
It was the whole O'Malley and everything, but truth be told, I'm aiming for the numbers. Anybody with a good number, I had to end up showing and proving that I am the best. So anybody that has a number behind their name or in front of their name or wherever the number comes, that's what I want. So I'm like. My team is looking at a few people. They never gave me names. They just set the status between like ranked 10 through 14 right now. So that's what I'm like looking at, and that's what I want. So they give me that, and then after that is hopefully TJ, and if not TJ, I'll take Cody to get to TJ. Or regardless of the situation, that's how I want my patterns to end up going. A numbered ranked guy, destroy and demolish, and then work on the number 2/number 1 seeded, and then fight for the belt. And then after that, 45, here I come.
There you go. He's got it all planned out. Andre, great performance, great fight. Congrats again on the win. Enjoy the victory tour. In the meantime, where can people get a hold of you on social media? And if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, man.
All right now, hey, definitely if you want to get a hold of me at day 20, or correction, at day, going at day 42 on Instagram. That's where you can end up catching me. For the sponsors and stuff is definitely Terphouse. For 20% off, definitely look on my page. It ends up letting you know for the code that you need. Type it in, 20% off, you're good to go. Besides that, everybody else, obviously got to thank my son, making everything possible. My family, friends, and teammates pushing me forward and constantly making sure that I'm like staying on my toes. Health and body nutrition, I want to end up giving them points for making sure that my body is shredded because I look good. And no matter how I end up looking at it, I look good that night. And obviously, I end up, man, shout out to Childish Gambino because, he's a hard rapper. He motivated me. I can go ahead and say that. So, yeah, so thank you. And hey, thank you too, man. Appreciate you.